My wife was sure I'd never discover she hooked up with her ex on the day we got married, but I was already 2 steps ahead. What I exposed right there at the ceremony left her, and the whole crowd, in total shock. I need to express this because I can't confide in anyone in my real life just yet. In 2 days, I'm set to marry the woman I believed was my soulmate. But instead, I'm about to shatter her in front of all her friends and family. 2 nights ago, everything shifted. Astrid had just stepped into the shower after we wrapped up the final arrangements for the wedding. Her phone vibrated on the nightstand. She had forgotten to take it with her, as she often does. The screen lit up with a message preview that chilled me to the bone. "Can't wait to have you in your wedding dress, baby." My hands were steady. I didn't freak out. I simply picked up her phone. She had disabled the facial recognition 2 weeks prior because she complained it didn't work well with her makeup. I accessed the message thread. What I uncovered was months of deceit, graphic texts dating back to our engagement party, pictures of her in the lingerie I bought her, sent to him, videos I won't detail, and the crown jewel, a hotel booking for our wedding night, not our honeymoon suite, but a different room at the same hotel for her and Henrik, her ex from Oslo, who she claimed was out of her life for good. The most recent exchange was from the day before. She had sent him a photo wearing the diamond necklace I gave her for her birthday. Nothing else. His reply detailed what he intended to do to her while she wore it. I took screenshots of everything and saved it all to my cloud. Then I marked the messages as unread and placed her phone back exactly where it was. When she emerged from the shower, I was lying in bed scrolling through my own phone as if nothing had happened. She kissed me, expressed her love, and said she was excited to become my wife. I reciprocated the kiss and agreed. I even made love to her that night, gazing into her eyes the entire time, knowing what I knew. She was completely unaware. Yesterday morning, I told her I had to deal with a last-minute work issue on one of the rigs, something common in my field, so she didn't question it. Instead, I drove to Stavanger and hired a private investigator who specialized in infidelity cases. I provided him with all the details I had and asked him to find whatever he could within 36 hours. The man was a pro. By evening, he had security footage from 3 different hotels over the last 4 months, credit card statements showing charges at lingerie shops just before her girls' trips, and phone records proving calls and texts during the times she was supposedly at her design studio. The real kicker was footage from a traffic camera showing her leaving Henrik's apartment at 3 a.m. 2 weeks ago when she claimed to be staying at her sister Ingrid's place. But the universe had more surprises in store. The investigator had a contact at the hotel who, for the right fee, revealed something intriguing. It turned out that their premium suites have security cameras in the hallways that capture audio if you know how to enhance it. He obtained a recording of her and Henrik from 3 weeks ago, discussing their wedding night plans in graphic detail while waiting for the elevator. I paid the necessary fee along with a generous tip. Then I visited my tech friend who runs a cybersecurity firm. He helped me compile everything into a presentation that would play flawlessly on any screen. Last night, I returned home to Astrid preparing dinner, my favorite dish. She wore the apron I bought her as a joke when she first started her design business. World's hottest interior designer. She set the table with candles and had wine ready. "I wanted tonight to be special," she said. "Our last dinner before we're married." I played along perfectly. We ate, laughed, and discussed our future. She showed me Pinterest boards for nursery designs for when we're ready to start a family. I nodded, smiled, and made all the right responses. When she asked if I was nervous about tomorrow, I told her I'd never been more certain about anything in my life. That wasn't a lie. She wanted to make love again. I obliged, but this time I was rough and dominant, just as she had begged Henrik to be in their messages. She enjoyed it, thinking it was pre-wedding passion. Afterwards, she lay there catching her breath and whispered, "I love you so much." "I know exactly how much," I replied. She took it as romance. Today is our wedding day. In 6 hours, she'll walk down the aisle in a dress that cost her father 200,000 Norwegian kroner. Our families have flown in from all over Norway. Her father rented the entire Frogger Park venue. There are 150 guests arriving to witness what they believe will be the wedding of the year. The ceremony includes a projection screen for a slideshow of our journey together that Astrid insisted on. She gave me full control over it because you're better with technical stuff, baby. The venue has a top-notch sound system. Everything will be crystal clear. I've already moved my essential belongings out of our apartment. My brother Lars, my best man, thinks I'm being overly superstitious about not seeing the bride. He has no idea he's actually helping me escape my life. My passport is in my jacket pocket along with tickets to Bangkok leaving tonight. The best part is that everything is in her name or her father's. The venue, the catering, the flowers, all of it. I insisted during planning that since her family was paying, they should have control. She thought I was being considerate. In reality, I was making sure I had zero financial liability when I burned it all down. In a few hours, when the officiant asks if anyone objects to this union, I'm going to raise my hand. I will turn to our guests with a smile and say I have a special presentation about our love story. Then I will play every single piece of evidence on that beautiful 4K screen. The texts, the photos, the hotel receipts, the security footage, and yes, the audio of her planning to sleep with another man on our wedding night. I won't utter a word during it. I'll just stand there and watch. When it's over, I will turn to her father and thank him for paying for such a memorable event. Then I'll walk out. My flight leaves at 9 p.m. By the time she figures out how to handle the aftermath, I'll be 30,000 feet over Russia, heading to a warm place where I can figure out what comes next. Some might argue that I should have confronted her privately, called off the wedding quietly, been the bigger person. But no way. She didn't just cheat. She made a fool of me for months. She allowed me to plan a future with her, while scheming to sleep with another man in the bed meant for our wedding night. She deserves everything that's coming. I'll update when I can. Wish me luck. Update 1 posted 18 hours later. I'm writing this from the airport lounge in Copenhagen, waiting for my connection. I haven't slept in 36 hours, but I'm fueled by adrenaline. Several people have asked for an update, so here it is. The wedding started at 2 p.m. I played my part flawlessly. The morning felt almost surreal. I woke up in the hotel suite, got ready with my groomsmen, laughed at their jokes, and took shots of aquavit with them. Lars kept saying he'd never seen me so calm before such a big moment. Like ice, he said. If only he knew. Astrid texted me that morning. Can't wait to be your wife. Last night was incredible. I love you so much. I replied. Today will be unforgettable. When I arrived at the venue, everything was perfect. Her father had spared no expense. Flowers flown in from Holland, ice sculptures, a string quartet. The projection screen was enormous. It was clearly visible from every seat. I mingled, greeting guests, shaking hands, playing the nervous but excited groom. Her family adored me. Her grandmother pulled me aside to express her happiness that Astrid had found such a good man. I thanked her and said, I hope to live up to that. Then came the moment. The music began. The doors opened. Astrid walked down the aisle, and she was stunning. 5 years together, and she could still take my breath away. For a brief moment, I hesitated. Then I remembered the video of her with Henrik while wearing my necklace. She reached the altar, tears in her eyes, happy tears. Her father kissed her cheek and shook my hand firmly before taking a seat. The officiant started. The ceremony proceeded normally. We had written our own vows. Hers were beautiful, all about trust and partnership and building a life together. Mine were simpler. I spoke about truth, really knowing someone, and the importance of actions over words. A few guests wiped away tears. Then came the moment. If anyone has any objections to this union, speak now or forever hold your peace. I raised my hand. The officiant looked confused. Murmurs spread through the crowd. Astrid laughed nervously, probably thinking it was some sort of joke. I have something I'd like to share, I said calmly. A presentation about our journey together. If you could start the slideshow, please. The AV tech looked at the officiant, who glanced at me, then nodded. The screen lit up. The first slide was a photo of us from our first date. Normal, sweet. Then the second slide, a screenshot of her text to Henrik from that morning. Can't wait to see you tonight, baby. He has no idea. The gasp from the crowd was audible. Astrid's face went pale. What is this? She whispered. I didn't answer. I just stood there with my hands clasped in front of me, watching the screen. The presentation continued, text after text, photo after photo. The lingerie pictures hit particularly hard. Several elderly relatives covered their eyes. Her father stood up when the hotel reservation appeared on screen. But the audio was what shattered everything. Her voice was clear as day, laughing about how she'd sleep with Henrik in her wedding dress before changing for the reception, how I was too vanilla for her needs, how she loved my stability but craved Henrik's excitement. The venue erupted. Her mother started sobbing. Her father's face turned purple. Ingrid rushed to the screen, trying to figure out how to turn it off. The AV tech had already left his station. I had paid him to take a bathroom break at the perfect moment. Astrid grabbed my arm. "Please stop this. Please, we can talk about this." I shook her off and addressed the room. "The wedding is obviously cancelled. Thank you all for coming, Mr. Nordahl," I said, looking at her father. "The venue has your credit card on file for the charges. I'm sure they can repurpose the food for donation." Then I walked out. The chaos behind me was immediate. Shouting, crying, chairs being overturned. I didn't look back. Lars caught up with me in the parking lot. "What the hell just happened?" "She's been seeing Henrik for months. Planning to sleep with him tonight, too." Jesus Christ. He looked back at the venue, then at me. "You okay?" "I'm perfect. Can you grab my bags from the hotel? I have a flight to catch." He didn't ask where, just nodded and left. The drive to the airport was quiet. My phone buzzed with calls and texts, but I had already blocked Astrid and her family. The only message I read was from her father. "She's no longer my daughter. I apologize for what she did to you." I found out from Lars later that the aftermath was brutal. Astrid had a complete breakdown and had to be sedated. Henrik, the coward, blocked her on everything the moment the presentation started. He was tagged in several photos, and his banking career would definitely suffer. Her parents left without speaking to her. Most guests departed in stunned silence. The best part? Someone filmed the whole thing, and it's already circulating in Bergen's social circles. Her design firm's Instagram is being bombarded with comments. Turns out infidelity doesn't sit well with the conservative Norwegian elite, who are her main clients. I'm heading to Thailand now. I already have 3 job interviews lined up with offshore companies operating in Southeast Asia. My life in Bergen is over, but I'm not running away. I'm moving forward. She texted me from Ingrid's phone an hour ago. "How could you do this to me?" The lack of self-awareness is astounding. She could have slept with 1,000 guys, and I'd never have known if she hadn't been careless, but she was. And actions have consequences. No regrets. None. Update 2. Posted 1 week later. Bangkok is just what I needed. 30 degrees, good food, and 8,000 kilometers between me and the mess I left behind. I've had time to process everything and figured you all deserved an update on how things have unfolded. First, the practical things. I got a job with a Norwegian offshore company operating in the Gulf of Thailand. Better pay than Bergen, lower cost of living, and they were impressed by my ability to handle high-pressure situations decisively. If only they knew. I start next month. Now the fallout. Lars has been my eyes and ears back home. The social destruction has been complete. The wedding video went viral in Norwegian social media circles, and someone added subtitles to the audio portions for maximum effect. Astrid's design firm folded within 4 days. Every single client pulled their contracts. Turns out nobody wants their home designed by someone who can't even maintain a faithful relationship. Henrik got fired from his investment bank. Apparently, several of the explicit photos showed him in his office, identifiable by the awards on his wall. The bank has a strict morality clause, and viral infidelity scandals don't fit with fiduciary responsibility. He's reportedly moving back in with his parents in Trondheim. Astrid tried damage control, posting a lengthy Instagram story about mistakes, growth, and forgiveness. The comments were brutal. Someone found her LinkedIn and posted the wedding video there, too. She deleted all her social media within 48 hours. But here's where it gets interesting. Her father called me yesterday, not to yell or threaten, but to apologize again and inform me that he's cut her off completely. No more apartment, no more car leased through his business, no more credit cards. He's old-school Bergen oil money. Reputation means everything. She humiliated the family name. "You showed more honor in how you handled this than she did in 5 years," he said. I told him it wasn't his fault. He raised her right. She chose wrong. Astrid has tried contacting me through 47 different phone numbers, 12 email addresses, and 4 of her friends' social media accounts, even my company's HR department. My mother. The bold move considering my mom now refers to her as that. The messages follow a predictable pattern: anger, bargaining, begging, then back to anger. The latest one sent through a mutual acquaintance was a masterpiece of delusion. "You ruined my life over a mistake. Henrik meant nothing. It was just sex. I loved you. We could have worked through this privately. You're a monster for what you did. I hope you're happy destroying someone who loved you." The mental gymnastics are Olympic level. She loved me while planning to sleep with another man on our wedding night. It was just sex that she'd been having for 4 months. We could have worked through her ongoing betrayal if only I'd been a good little cuckold about it. No thanks. My favorite development? Her sister Ingrid reached out, not to defend Astrid, but to thank me. Turns out Astrid had been sleeping with Ingrid's ex 2 years ago as well. Family gatherings are going to be awkward for a while. People keep asking if I regret the public humiliation. If I feel bad about the complete destruction of her life, the answer is no. Here's why. She had every opportunity to come clean. Every day for 4 months, she chose to lie. Every I love you was a lie. Every plan we made was a lie. Every goodbye kiss before her client meetings was a lie. She looked me in the eyes and lied as easily as breathing. I didn't destroy her life. I revealed who she was. The destruction is just the natural consequence of that revelation. I've been hitting the gym here like a man possessed. Thai boxing in the mornings, weights in the evenings, channeling all that anger into something productive. I've already lost 5 kilograms and feel stronger than ever. I matched with a few women on dating apps, but honestly, I'm not ready. Maybe in a few months. For now, I'm focusing on myself. New job, new country, new life. Norway feels like a different lifetime already. Oh, and because several people asked, yes, I kept all the evidence backed up. My lawyer. Yeah, I hired one just in case, has everything. If she tries anything legal, I'm covered. But according to Lars, she can barely afford groceries right now, let alone a lawsuit. Living well is the best revenge, but completely destroying someone's life before you leave to live well? That's just efficiency. Update 3, posted 2 months later. All right, time for another update. I'm writing this from my apartment balcony in Bangkok, watching the sunset over the city. Life has taken some interesting turns. First, the Astrid situation. She hit rock bottom about 3 weeks after my last update. Lars told me she was evicted from her apartment, moved back in with her parents, who only allowed it under strict conditions, and is now working retail at a shopping center in Bergen, the same mall where she used to blow thousands on designer clothes. Then she did something I didn't expect. She sent me a letter, an actual handwritten letter, to my company's office. My boss forwarded it to me with a raised eyebrow, but no questions. I'm going to share parts of it because it's a masterclass in missing the point. Dear my name, I know you hate me. You have every right to. I've lost everything, my career, my family's respect, my friends, my home, my future. I wake up every day knowing that everyone in Bergen knows what I did. I can't even go to the grocery store without people whispering. But you need to know the truth. Henrik pursued me relentlessly after we got engaged. He said he'd changed, that losing me was his biggest regret. I was weak. I was stupid. But I never loved him. It was just physical. You were the one I wanted to build a life with. I know what I did was wrong. But did the punishment fit the crime? You destroyed my entire existence over sex. Just sex. We could have gone to counseling. We could have worked through it. Instead, you chose the nuclear option. I'm in therapy now. My therapist says I have issues with self-sabotage and validation. I'm working on myself. I'm going to be better. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even expect a response. I just needed you to know that despite everything, I did love you in my broken, messed up way. I loved you. I hope you find peace. Astrid, the delusion is still strong. Just sex. Like betrayal has a sliding scale. Like planning to sleep with another man on our wedding night was some minor indiscretion. Like the 4 months of lies were just a little hiccup we could iron out with couples counseling. I didn't respond. There's nothing to say. Now for my life, the job is amazing. I'm leading a team of 15 engineers on a massive rig maintenance project. The work is challenging, the pay is excellent, and my Norwegian experience is highly valued here. I've already been promoted twice. I've also been dating. Nothing serious yet, but there's this woman, Kayla, a British expat who works in renewable energy. We met at a work conference and hit it off. She knows my story. I was upfront about it, and her response was perfect. So, you're telling me you handle betrayal with calm, calculated precision? That's the sexiest thing I've ever heard. We've been seeing each other for about a month. Taking it slow, but it's nice to remember what it feels like to be with someone genuine. The best part? I haven't thought about Astrid in weeks. That letter felt like reading about a stranger's problems. No emotional response, no anger, no sadness, just nothing. Indifference is the opposite of love, and I've reached it. Some interesting updates from home. Henrik apparently tried to rebuild his career in London. The banking world is small, and the video followed him. Last I heard, He was working at his uncle's accounting firm in Trondheim. Astrid's parents are getting divorced. It turns out the scandal exposed other family issues. Her father has already moved on with a woman 20 years younger. Classic Norwegian oil executive move. The venue where our wedding was supposed to happen has my photo on their hero wall. Apparently, I saved them from a massive PR disaster. By paying the AV tech to disappear, they would have been associated with the scandal forever. My story has become somewhat of a legend in Bergen. Lars says guys buy him drinks just to hear the details firsthand. For those asking if I regret anything. No, not the public humiliation, not the nuclear response, not burning every bridge on my way out. She made her choices, I made mine. The difference is I can live with my choices. I've been getting messages from guys in similar situations asking for advice. Here it is. If you discover betrayal, document everything immediately. Don't confront until you have a plan. Protect yourself legally and financially first. Don't let anyone make you feel guilty for their betrayal. The level of response should match the level of disrespect. And most importantly, you deserve someone who chooses you every single day, not someone who keeps you as a safety net while they mess around. That's it for now. Life is good. The future is bright. And somewhere in Bergen, a cheater is scanning groceries and living with the consequences of her choices. Karma is a beautiful thing. Final update posted 1 year later. I never thought I'd write another update, but today marks exactly 1 year since the wedding that wasn't, and it feels like the right time to close this chapter. I'm engaged. Yeah, I know. Plot twist nobody saw coming, least of all me. Kayla and I have been together for 10 months now. She's everything Astrid pretended to be. Genuine, loyal, ambitious, and completely transparent. She encouraged me to start my own marine consulting firm here in Bangkok. It's thriving. She's met my family, my mom loves her. And most importantly, she's shown me what a real partnership looks like. The proposal was simple. Sunset on a beach in Phuket. No grand gestures, just truth. She said yes immediately. Here's the kicker. We're getting married in Norway. A small ceremony, just immediate family and close friends. Lars is my best man again. And this time he knows he's actually going to see a wedding. Now, why am I really writing this update? Last month, I was in Bergen for business. The first time back since everything went down. I was having lunch with a potential client when I saw her. Astrid was at the same restaurant serving tables. She noticed me at the same time I spotted her. For a second, we just stared at each other. She looked older, tired, her designer clothes replaced by a standard server uniform. The confidence was gone. She approached my table because it was her section. Hi, she said quietly. What can I get you started with? I ordered normally, treated her like any other server. Professional, polite, distant. When she brought the check, she lingered for a moment. Congratulations on your engagement, she said. Lars mentioned it when he was here last week. Thank you. She's lucky. No, I said. I'm the lucky one. I found someone who actually loves me. She flinched but nodded. I'm glad you're happy. I am. She started to walk away but then turned back. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Not for getting caught. For doing it, for being that person, for throwing away something real for something meaningless. It was the first time she'd taken actual responsibility. No excuses, no minimizing, no blame shifting. I know, I said. Good luck, Astrid. And I meant it. Not forgiveness. That's not mine to give, but a genuine hope that she learns from this and becomes a better person. Everyone deserves a chance to grow from their mistakes, even if they can't undo them. I left a decent tip. Not excessive, not insulting, just fair. That night, I video called Kayla and told her about the encounter. She asked if I felt anything: anger, satisfaction, regret, relief. I told her relief, that I'm not there anymore, relief that I found her, relief that the best thing that ever happened to me was her cheating because it led me here. She laughed and said, "Remind me to send Henrik a thank you card. This woman, I'm marrying this woman." So that's it. The final chapter. A year ago, I thought my life was ending. Turns out it was just beginning. I came out stronger, wealthier, happier, and with a partner who truly deserves trust. To everyone going through something similar, it gets better, but only if you refuse to accept less than you deserve. Don't be anyone's backup plan. Don't ignore red flags. And if someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. Thank you to everyone who followed this journey. Your support meant more than you know during those dark early days. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a wedding to plan, a real one this time. Signing off for good. Up. P.S. Yes, the wedding will have security cameras. Yes, I've already vetted all the groomsmen. And yes, Kayla thinks my paranoia is hilarious. She's probably right, but once burned, twice cautious. Epilogue comment from Lars posted 6 months later. Hey everyone, Opie's brother here. He asked me to pop in with a final update since a lot of you have been messaging him. The wedding was last weekend. A small ceremony on a cliff overlooking the fjords. 30 guests, perfect weather, and absolutely no drama. Kayla looked stunning. My brother couldn't stop smiling. And yes, the whole thing went off without anyone objecting or any surprise presentations. Astrid didn't come up once. She's moved to Copenhagen, apparently working in hospitality management now. Good for her. Everyone deserves a fresh start. My brother and Kayla are honeymooning in Japan. They're planning to start a family next year. His business just landed a massive contract with Equiner. Life is good. For anyone wondering about that legendary wedding video, it mysteriously disappeared from the internet about 6 months ago. My brother claims he had nothing to do with it, but I saw him hire a reputation management firm around that time. Make of that what you will. Even in victory, he's not cruel. That's all from the Norway contingent. Thanks for following my brother's story. May all your partners be faithful and all your weddings be dull.